Hey there, welcome to Loose Lemire channel, and try as I might, for today, February 10th, I keep checking in with my decks to see who wants to speak, hoping that the new decks will want to speak, the new Goddess Power Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, whether that wants to speak, and it's just quiet. It's just quiet. It's just quiet. So, welcome to February 10th of 2019, duh. The deck I am using is still a Colette Baron Reed deck because those are basically the Oracle cards that I use. We're using our my grandfather deck, my ancient, my elders. This is the OG deck, the deck that started it all. So, what is the guidance for our highest good and the highest good of all today, February 10th, please? I'm singing issues in my mind. I got issues. Ooh, look at that. 36. It came out like that. So, this is cute. I really like this. I really am digging the energy these past couple days. It's been like a very like forward movement, entering into some new, and you know, it's nice. It seems like we really have kind of moved in something. Commitment, I love. I adore. Looking at this card at first glance, it looks like romantic commitment. And then you look at it and you're like, are those a child's hands and a grown man's hands? And then you read it, and it actually, to me, reads more business. It reads more corporate. So whenever I'm doing sort of like a personal reading or a general reading, this seems more of like a businessy card. It seems more like today, if you get an offer of some sort, it would probably be a pretty decent idea for you to strongly consider taking it, because the energy of commitment, which whenever this pops up on the Loose Mirror channel, I'm like, oh girl, I'm doubtful. I'm like, are you sure? No, it seems today is a good day to enter into commitments. To enter into relationships, to enter into some good. If you've been making sort of choices, or I don't know what you've been doing, but or what's up for you today, but it's good. It's nice. Commitment come through to people who are entering into romantic commitments with someone who has stepped up, or you've stepped up and claimed your person. Someone, if you all have claimed into a certain role, or you've claimed and stepped into a certain decision, like we were talking about with the Hierophant a couple days ago, good job. I'm proud of you. You're moving in the right direction, right? It is for the highest good of you and the highest good of all. So come through. If even you've made a commitment to leave something, like we talked about, I don't know, yeah, I need water, I'm so fucking thirsty. If you've made a commitment to leave some sort of something, then cool, because there is, isn't it? We were talking about this, weren't we? That sort of energy where you decided, where you decide and it feels like the earth has moved. Ripples of time have shut down the other sort of options that were there in your limbo of not choosing. Now that you've chosen, those have been shut down, and the energy is now focused on the path that you are going on, that you have chosen to step into. And that's pretty fucking powerful, the power of decision. This could literally be choosing an apple over a bagel today, or choosing a bagel over an apple today. And that being a certain choice that you've made that adds more fuel to the path that you're on. This could be the choice of waking up a little bit earlier today, or waking up a little bit later today. Sleeping a little bit late, waking a little bit, something tiny. It doesn't have to be this cataclysmic thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it does feel that way where you've made that decision. And that is a decision, one of those decisions which truly ripples through time and space and focuses, destroys those other sort of realities and moves you into a more focused, sharper reality, whether you realize it or not. It's funny and scary at the same time. Um, because it truly could be as simple as brushing your teeth when you wake up in the morning, as opposed to not doing that. However way that affects your life. But I'm gonna read the booklet because it carries more power. I'm purposely trying to water down the energy because our life doesn't always happen. I mean, if you get offered a job, that's a pretty momentous occasion. If someone proposes to you, that's a pretty momentous occasion. If you enter into a relationship, that's pretty momentous. If you end a relationship, that's pretty momentous. If you have a baby or have sex today and you were pregnant, that's pretty momentous. But even especially with the sex one, it's kind of low key. It's something that doesn't materialize until 9 months, but not really because it's materializing the whole time. But it doesn't fully materialize until 9 months. But it's something, well, still momentous. Hopefully, I hope you have a good time. But it's small. And then there's also these small things that we do that we don't realize have led us to our big things. I'm trying to think of the moments in my life which have been the tiny moments that have led me through big things. Okay, a tiny moment, which was actually a pretty big moment, was me buying this very deck, and how if you look at the first ever reading on this channel, it is done with only this deck. I'm pretty proud of what I was able to intuit with just one deck, and you really do. I mean, one deck is going to be good enough. But now I have under 10 decks, Lord above. And I use them all. We play together, and we use them to suss out certain informations and this, that, and the other. But this is, like I was saying, the elder deck. This is the grandfather deck. This is, Grandmother Willow's. This guy, it feels ancient. It feels old. It's tough to shuffle. But buying that deck led to the channel, and yeah, stepping into that, into my intuition, and that gift deeper, something seemingly small, but something really small. I'm trying to think of something really small. I think it's when I went for my master's. I don't even remember what the small action was. I don't. I really couldn't tell you. But it could be something as I know I've been off. Wow, that's telling. I've been off of Facebook for a year soon, a year and a month's time. And that literally was something as small as not logging on one day and then not checking it again the next day and the next day and the next day after that and the next day after that until today was the first time that I logged in because I had to get rid of something because someone thought I died. And I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't die. I'm alive. And I had to kind of handle that. I didn't handle it fully. I still need to handle it fully. But, that tiny thing of, I'm not going to check Facebook today. And how that snowballed into this year of not checking Facebook and really just shutting down all my social media, at least shutting myself away from it. And the only thing I really indulged myself in was YouTube. Still to this day, it's the only thing that's survived, and even that, shit. Look, I'm still here, but I don't know what to tell you. The membership is where I would that's the safest space for my presence, I can say that much. Moving forward anyway. So, it's something as small, it could be something as small as that, seemingly small, that snowballs into something bigger, a bigger commitment. Yeah? So, a true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. This is a good time to make one. That's our guidance. Partnerships formed at this time are harmonious and powerful. The commitment card also indicates the natural evolution of a relationship from its inception to a literal or metaphorical marriage. At the very least, there is a promise of fulfillment in some form. However, you must be conscious of what you're committing to. Be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. Others are more willing to enter into partnerships at this time. Remember that your partnership with spirit and the highest version of your own self will engage the highest self in another. Come through. This is awesome. I like this. This is nice. I'm about to potentially ruin it because my hands have reached for a deck, and at the top of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. Alright. That's pretty committed, right? The Four of Pentacles seems to be a commitment of sorts. It's the Four of Pentacles in this deck, but the Four of Pentacles that I see when I say Four of Pentacles is that little man holding on to all the money that he can. Poor thing. Can you please expand on this commitment, please, for those watching? Can you please expand on this guidance, please, for those watching? Okay. Is this a pick a card? Nah. You could if you want, but no, not really. Oh, fuck my life. And at the top of the deck, we have... Is it this one? Or is it this one? What is it? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? What is it? Is it this one? Look at that. It's the Ace of Cups. Maybe it is this Ace of Cups. Interesting. Is it the Ace of Cups? Is it? It could be. You know, sometimes, like, the deck calls you. I don't know. People who read, the deck kind of calls you, you know? And it's like, hey, I'm here. There's, this guy came out. Which is exciting. Two of Pentacles and two of Swords. Two twos. And we have the Ace of... Oh, the Ace of Pentacles came out. I wasn't looking. I don't look at the cards sometimes. I don't see them. They're a haze. Ace of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Strength card in reverse. And then we have the Ace of Cups. A beautiful time to enter into a commitment. Justice is ruled in your favor, and it seems like you can chill the fuck out with the Strength here. I would say still be discerning. On that note, but who else? This guy? Cool. The Hangman in reverse. Interesting. So it reminds me of the other reading that we had. And then who's this guy? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Huh. Somebody's getting booed up. I don't know what's going on here. What happened? What's going on? Tell me about Strength in reverse here. Strength in reverse. Strength in reverse. Heavy-handed control in the name of discipline. Repressed desires. Maybe. But, I feel like, it feels more playful, especially with the Hangman in reverse. I know, weird. When does the Hangman ever mean play? Ever. Seriously. But I'm getting like a hooky vibe here with the Strength in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. I'm getting a hooky vibe. A youth, you know, like, I'm gonna eat that cherry. I'm gonna lick the icing off the cake where no one will realize. You know, a little hooky, a little playful. And it seems like, yeah, it's alright. I mean, justice is on your side. So that's cool. That's weird. What is the Hangman in reverse? What else can we slaughter here? What is the Hangman's number? XII. Oh, very cool. It's funny because the Hangman comes right after Justice. Very interesting. So just hooky. Unnecessary sacrifice and martyrdom. Mm. Um, that's good. That's really good. Um, with the unnecessary sacrifice and sort of repressed energy that was said before here with the strength card, I feel like it's just it's not anymore. I do. If that's applying to you, having repressed energy, or dying to your desires, the devil didn't come out here. But what I'm seeing is someone's gonna play hooky, and it seems like if you're gonna play hooky, just be careful. But you may be in an energy where you're ruling in your favor, with justice here, kind of releasing and indulging in some new some new that's has nice potential. Um, Not only do we have the Ace of Pentacles on the one hand, we have the Two of Pentacles on the other hand, and the Two of Swords on the other. The Two of Swords in the reverse, granted, she, what does she say? So, the Ace of Cups is, let me just read these. An opportunity for an emotional experience or growth, come through. An opportunity for prosperity, come through with the Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles says maintaining balance, creating good things. The Two of Swords in reverse says refusing to deal with an issue. Um, Interesting. So, I'm still gonna say hooky here, but it's not like it's a bad hooky. Oh God. Well, justice says the consequences of your actions are at hand. That's scary. That's scary. Um, here's 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 what I'm saying. Okay, my enchanted map is not gonna punk me. Um, what I feel like with this energy is playful. I do. We have some majors here, and I feel like they, um, I feel like this was a weird ruling by the judge. I do. I feel like in the case of Breyer versus Breyer, the judge chose like a weird ruling because this, I just gotta tell you what I feel with the Strength card in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse. It seems to me that those energies of having to be something, having to be so strong, having to be so disciplined, having to be so pious, having to be so, having to be so, having to be so tough, having to be so innocent or whatever, and been faithful, and like having to be so just, like just disciplined, having to be so fucking disciplined. Just, it's like playing hooky. Just playing. That's what I'm seeing. Play. But the nice thing is, it's like, it's like the energy, it's like the bubble popped, where, it's almost, I mean, I suppose it's almost celebratory, really, but it really reminds me of the fact that, of the little things, a judge's ruling is a pretty momentous occasion, yeah? I mean, yeah, a judge's ruling is pretty momentous. However, an Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups, not so momentous. To me, how I read them, not so momentous. People see the Ace of Cups and they flip out. They're like, oh my God, Ace of Cups! Everything's gonna be okay! Turn off the reading, it's gonna be great! And it's like, it's just the Ace of Cups. But of course, I respect the aces. It's just they show me more potential than anything. But I feel like the judge has made a ruling that says, hey, your previous sentence is done. No more of this sort of being so disciplined, of the hanged man, and being in a certain mental space where you have to be, so just dotting your T's and crossing your I's. Nah, no more having to be so strong all the time, or having to fight, or just roar. No more of that. This is my minor justice, this lady. And she's like, nah, no more having to have this sort of mental fortitude. I could read this how you want. I read tarot very differently, clearly, because I'm sure to somebody they're like, oh my god, that's the death. But how I'm feeling is no more having to be so disciplined and just really being dotting your T's and crossing your I's and how can I navigate this? No, fuck that. There's some new stuff here you can enter into. You can play. You can enter into something different. I have ruled. Plus, I mean, look at her. She is who? She's playing. She's playing. She's got. She's she's about to get it in. Do you see that? This. Whose shirt is that? I never seen that before. I never noticed that before. Every time I saw this card, I always look at her and her posture, just rubbing her feet, and I'm like, ooh, girl. What you get? What? How is this justice? I'm just like, how is this justice? How? Seriously, how is this justice? Can you tell me? This is the justice card. How the fuck is this justice? Anyway, for the first time, I'm seeing this white shirt here. She's got somebody here. We know this. She could have been watching TV. That's not her shirt. That's a man's shirt. That's her man's shirt. She brought a man home. And she's about to play. She's gotten off work. She's taken off her shoes. She's made the rulings. And she's like, it's time for some new shit. I'm about to get up in this. Get up on it. And Ace of Pentacles it. And Ace of Cups it. My two favorite aces. If the Ace of Wands was here... whoa. I mean, I do enjoy all the aces. What's the other ace? The Ace of Swords? In any case, I like this. I think today may be something small, as well as something big, really. We have some pretty big majors. It's almost like a match for match. Majors for minors. But how did this become 23 minutes already? What I see here is some new. Yeah, I know these are the cards that were in the upright, and I don't like to disrespect reverse cards because I respect them immensely on this channel. I just feel like with the commitment message, yes, use your discernment, but you can play. Like, I feel like you're about to enter into, I don't want to say you're about to enter into a phase, because it could just be fucking today. But from how the readings have been going, lately, these past couple days, it seems like there's some new energy. Then that's nice. I like it. I feel like we're entering into this new phase, and it's different from being in the corridor. I feel like they're really, like, if you think of one phase and the next phase, then there's a corridor. That corridor is somewhere in between worlds, but there's part of the corridor, it's kind of like reminds me of the Six of Swords in this deck, where there's a part of the corridor that's in this realm, and there's a part of the corridor that's in this realm. I feel like we're at the part of the corridor entering into the new, very much closer to the precipice than ever. That is definitely in more of the new phase to me right now. That's how I'm seeing this. That's how this seems. I believe this was the first card that came out for this whole thing. The Two of Pentacles. Balanced. She looks really happy. And she got 2 whole pentacles. I like that. She looks excited. Let me read this again to reiterate for the people in the back. Others are more willing to enter into partnerships at this time. Remember that your partnership with spirit and the highest version of your own self will engage the highest self in another. Be conscious of what you're committing to, y'all, and be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. So, just because, you may get the thing that you be wanting, that doesn't mean you shouldn't dot your I's and cross your T's. Okay? She's still a judge. She still knows the law. It doesn't mean she's gonna break it. But, she's relaxing. So, I don't even know what to tell you. I really don't. I feel like I have to be a responsible mama and just say, today would be a good day to form partnerships or harmonious something something. And today, something that you do may grow. It has huge potential to not explode, but to grow and expand. I will say, either it's a decision you're making or someone making a decision about you, be it in business, personal experience, blah blah blah, whatever that is. It seems like it is something. I would hope something just and something fun. At least they have fun with it. However, I will say in the future, as things go on, today may be a day for joy and a day for hooky and a day for kind of realizing the newish phase that you're stepping into. It may be something that you have possibly juggled and really kind of thought over, obviously, and you sort of made some sort of decision. But what I mean to say with these minors is, if this is something that is going to be a snowball, it's not always going to be amazing, but you know this, right? This is life. It is going to test you in the future in some way. It's going to, you may have to make certain sacrifices for it. But I mean, this is like when you have a partner, sometimes you won't see your girlfriends or boyfriends. Sometimes you won't see your family. When you're starting a business, sometimes you won't see your family or friends. Things will fall by the wayside. When you're doing things for your health and starting a better health journey for yourself, you have to give up certain hanging out with maybe even certain people, because that's not you giving up smoking or drinking. You have to have a certain amount of strength. So wherever it is that you're going, I do want to say, in all seriousness, it's great and it has wonderful potential for amazingness. It's just pace yourself as you go along. Make sure that you are making choices that are just and fair to you, your desire, and I suppose even the people around you. But there may be some balancing that you may have to do throughout this snowball thing, if it is something that's snowballing. In the same way that with my channel, I have to kind of figure out my energy and how much to give, when to pull back, when to stop, all those little things. That's what I see here with these reversals when I pull back and think of the energy that majors hold. However, but I mean, that's life. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be life. Oh, I want a baby. You haven't had a baby. You finally get pregnant. You're still going to go through pregnancy, morning sickness, all that shit. But at the end of the day, you have a baby. Awesome, cool. But also, at the beginning of the day, you have a baby, and now you have 18 years, 28 years, 38 years of this child, this being that you'll be raising. It's not going to be without its bumps. That's not going to be without its tries and triumphs. So, it seems like Justine, justice is ruling in your favor, and play when you can, play while you can, not as a wild woman, not as a wild person, but I feel like Cheers is toasting you. I feel like Spirit is almost toasting you here with this ace. Chin chin, you've worked hard, go ahead and get it in, that type of thing. I don't know how that would happen, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Build carefully, build on a strong foundation of um, um, equality as well. Justice is equality. So with this, you may be at risk of wearing yourself out with the Strength in reverse and the Hangman here. Just because I'll take these as red flags. So be careful of those, right? Put systems in place where you aren't wearing yourself up too much. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Congratulations or whatever, and I wish you everything. Keep your light on and good luck.